I've thought my whole life about the death of my father. Why am I so preoccupied? Why is it such a peculiar tragedy? What were the circumstances in which people lied about him? What was it growing up with my brother, very close to my brother, that made us separate from the architectural unit of my family and made us these boys, this unit, within which we had our own laws, our own storytelling laws, and we would play. It was a game. And that gamesmanship, the energy of that gamesmanship. So even, you know, do you remember when we went to a bookshop in Barcelona and you pushed me over and I banged my head? No. I remember when we went to a bookshop in Barcelona and you pushed me over and I banged my head. And then my mother, like some kind of adjudicator, says, well, actually, I pushed you both. You know, that there are so many different ways of telling the same story, and it isn't so much that there are three different stories, it's the kind of electric energy created by the movement between those stories is what I find interesting. So as I was writing it, I thought, God, I'm making stuff up. This is fiction. I do whatever I want. I can base this woman on my wife. I might get some truth in the book. I might fill it with some heat of real feeling if I base it on my wife. But actually, maybe it's more interesting to think of a different person, think of a different set. So I discovered that I wanted to be a writer, like right there, almost at the end. The rest of it was just so much a private conversation with the form and with the fables and the fairy tales. And then I thought, this is what writers do, you know. And next time I'll be clearer about that in my mind. Like John Irving, there's a famous John Irving thing where someone comes up to John Irving and they say, I read your book. Come on, you have a character called Ray who has sex with the dance teacher. I'm called Ray and I had sex with the dance teacher. And John Irving goes, yes, it's you. And I was, you know, I can now possibly be more aware of that capacity that writers have, but at the time I was always pushing everything out. And also because I was so preoccupied with myths and fables and children's stories, that they're archetypes, they're blank cutouts, you know, boy, dad, moving, it's like two-dimensional scene comes rolled on and it's London, or it's a flat, it's a house. And then they colour themselves in. And that's where it's hyper-realistic. So you go from template to extraordinarily realistic in emotional or linguistic terms. And that for me was, I can't think of any better word than interesting. I found it so interesting to do that.
See,